Welcome to the College of Wealth podcast, the ultimate financial guide to help you understand your financial stresses and how you can build from it. Your lessons won't be in class, and your projects can either save you or earn you money. We host episodes 2 times a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays to help you reach your financial freedom. Now let's get started with your hosts, Owen, Paradis, and William Goulet.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. My name is Owen Paradis. I'm here with my co-host, William Goulet, and we're proud to present to you the College of Wealth podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, that is the College of Wealth podcast here. This is a financial podcast that teaches you the latest and greatest information about money, because at the end of the day, this is a crazy money-making world.
Yes. Crazier by the day. And making money, well, hopefully more soon, please.
Of course. And we like to go in and put the emphasis on financials here, because we like to also say that this is for entertainment purposes only. We like to go.
So yeah, it's entertainment purposes. Totally. I'm with you. Now, only, however, I don't know, because here's the thing, right? The research that you do is at best the best in the world. That's at best.
Yeah.
At least it's very solid research and great information put together. So let's consider the information portion and let's combine it with our entertainment portion.
Yeah.
Let's try and put them together into a one word, almost like a gimmick. Let's call it infotainment. What do you think?
I like that. I like that.
It's cheeky.
That's good.
It's a little cheeky.
It is cheeky. It is cheeky.
I think it's cute. It's cute is what it is.
I agree. It is cute. And I like it a lot there, Will. Good.
Almost as cute as our intros.
But here at the College of Wealth podcast, we like to go and call it infotainment, because both Will nor myself are not financial advisors by any means whatsoever.
Certainly not me anyways.
Me either here.
True.
But we studied in business, and we both have a bachelor's degree in business, and we both work in the business industry. I work finances. Will works financial-esque, I guess you could say.
Yeah, money.
Money.
Yeah.
But so we obviously have so I say that because we have a passion for this kind of stuff.
No doubt.
But at the end of the day, we do this podcast in specific for what reason, Will?
Because we like to make money. Save it in some cases.
Yes, we like to make and save money here at the College of Wealth podcast.
I cover all my bases because I never know what kind of episode it is.
You never know. And today is going to be another money-making episode.
I did the focus on the right one.
You got the right one. You got the right one. And before we hop into episode 105 and tell you the theme of this episode, we got to go and give a shout out here to the people who've been following the Instagram at College of Wealth podcast and who have given us a 5-star review. If you haven't done so, give us a 5-star review on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. That'd be great.
How about a like on YouTube?
Yes, actually, give us a like on YouTube too. Give us a
subscribe. Come on,
subscribe on YouTube. We have our video if you want to see a visual of our faces.
Yep.
Will's beautiful face,
beautiful smug smile.
We post at the same time when we come out with the video, the podcast. So if you're a more visual person, there you go.
No doubt. It's nice to just have in the background playing too. You don't have to commit to a full session, but you can have it playing maybe while you're doing some work, and you can look up every now and then and see us and see our beautiful mugs.
Exactly. I like that a lot. So without further ado, we must commence episode 105.
About making money.
It's an episode about making money, and this one's going to be cool because you're going to be able to put just as much input on this one, Will.
Oh, right on.
And that is making money with podcasting.
Oh, right on.
We have to cover it. And I had to look through my episodes to see if we had any episodes specifically like that. And I'm like, we don't have any episodes for podcasting. That's funny.
I don't think so. We could make one about making money and saving money.
Yeah, we've done a lot of that, but for podcasting, I think we got to go and talk about it. And we got 5 different components here for it.
Okay.
4 of which are different ways to make money while podcasting, and the 5th one is tips on podcasting, because over time we've acquired a bit of a skill set when it comes to it. I'm not going to go and say we're newbies at podcasting.
No. We're like been here for a while, bees.
Yeah, 100 episodes in, we kind of sort of know what we're doing with our formatting and all that. So
yeah. But no stats, Owen. You're talking about 5
oh
sections.
my lord, we can't forget the stats. We're starting
5
with
plus
stats.
1. Okay.
5 plus 1.
Oh,
Exactly.
thank God, Statman's back.
So we'll obviously go and start right away here with some stats.
Statman, of course.
So of course. And these are obviously all about podcasting.
All right. Let's dig in.
How many total estimated listens? How many Americans have listened to a podcast once in our life?
Oh, 65%.
I want a number, Will.
Oh, geez. Well, 65% of 340. Oh my God, you're killing me. Let's go with 190 million Americans.
Very good guess. 177 million.
Wow. Right on.
You were off by 13 million. That was actually a very good guess.
Right on, man.
I had my fingers crossed. I'm like 65%. I was like, he's pretty close.
Yeah,
At 65, he's a bit over, but it's a pretty close guess.
Wow.
But 177 million people have estimated have listened to a podcast in the United States.
No, that makes sense. Right on.
All these stats are by Riverside FM, and they got a conglomerate. They do a lot of stats and for podcasting. They literally I got a lot of this information here. Now, this one's pretty cool. 26% of Americans who listen to podcasts every week listen to X amount of episodes throughout the week. How many episodes is that?
3.
8.
8? Oh my God, that's so high.
So if you listen to podcasts regularly, you listen to them a lot. That's 26%. Yeah. That's 26% of people.
Wow.
Yep. Huh. You know what? I'm pretty close to that. I listen to a few crime. I listen to a few, just a few different sub business. I listened to quite a few of them. I would say I'm probably close to 4 to 5 episodes, but the episodes I listen to for some of them are ranging anywhere between 1 and 3 hours in length.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I guess I have one podcast that I've listened to full episodes, but anything other than that, I find I don't have as much time. So I go for the shorts, the clips.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 10 minutes, from a 1 minute short to a 10-minute clip. That's perfect for me. Usually people are good at highlighting, what was best said.
Definitely. That's not a bad way of looking at it. For the one that I listen to, they're 3 hours in length. So to go and say that that's one episode, it's like, well, if they're half an hour in length, technically I just listened to 6 episodes.
Yeah, like Joe Rogan is one of my favorite podcasts. I just like he's as tough as nails.
Okay.
And so he always pushes back, right, if he doesn't believe something.
Yeah.
So but I tried listening to the guy, but I'm like, geez, like 3-4 hours episodes, like 3 times a week or something. Like, I can't keep up, man. I can't. Sorry, I gotta ditch you.
Well, that's fair. We're going to talk about average length later on.
Oh, right
that
on.
You should aim for.
Well, I like our length.
50 minutes is 45 to 50 minutes is what we aim for here.
Well, we just told ourselves a couple of weeks ago, let's aim for 40, but we still anyway go
45 to
50. Yeah.
But with that being said, our third stat.
Yes.
There's one specific topic. I should say one specific reason why people listen to podcasts. And that is to learn.
Oh, okay.
What percentage of people listen to podcasts to learn?
Oh, to learn. I don't know. I'd say most 70%. 70%. Yeah.
You're really good with your guesses today. It's 74%.
Right on.
It's another one of those days today.
It's another one of those days. Scotty's on fire, man.
The other 26% deals with entertainment, keeping you up to date, to relax, or inspiration.
Oh, I could see inspiration. See, inspiration and learning go well together.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Yeah.
One of my favorites is it's inspiring and I learn throughout. And I learn of things to get you inspired on top of that. So
For sure. I guess we're a bit of a mix of both. Like, I mean, of course, it's to learn. We have a big we have literally college of wealth.
Yeah.
So the impact is wealth and learning on that. And of course, we have a bit of entertainment component to it with our jokes and the laid back component of that as well.
Well, it's the classic. We're hitting the all 100% of reasons. Info and
entertainment. Yeah, literally, exactly. Couldn't have said it better. So our last stat comes in here, and I'd like you to try and name at least 2 out of the 4 most common types of podcasts.
Oh, okay. So politics has got to be one. Is that what you're talking about? Or formats?
No, themes. Politics is not one of them, but it's close to it. You got to go bigger.
The news. The news.
Yes, news is one of them.
So a news podcast.
That's one of them.
There must be a guest, and is guest.
No.
Well, how about entertainment? That's too broad, I think. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go comedy.
That's
comedy
2.
podcast.
That's 2.
And then
you want to try and guess the 2 others?
No, not the 2 others. I'm just trying to get one more.
Okay.
So news, comedy, and relaxation's bound to be a big one.
No.
Okay, no problem. I got one more.
I literally said one of them prior to this.
Infotainment.
So the 2 others are true crime and sports.
Oh, really? True crime is like
Oh my gosh. If I could tell you anything about true crime, when I get into the podcast groups and everything, someone says, I'll see it all the time. Hey, I just came out with my 2nd episode and I have 7,000 listens.
Whoa.
I'm proud of myself. What can I do to grow? And I'm like, how the heck did you get 7,000 listens?
True crime, man.
And so then people ask, what genre are you in? Oh, well, I'm doing true crime. And it's like, oh, well, that's why.
Yeah, I guess there is always an appeal to that.
And I'm not dissing him because I listen to him as well. But it's so funny because I've listened to what I've looked at. What are the most oversaturated topics? And everyone says true crime. True crime. That is all it is. And to the people who listen to all the true crime, stop listening to the same killers over and over again.
Hey, really? Everyone's choosing the same one?
Well, listen, like you have popular guys like Ted Bundy or
sure.
Stuff like that there. Yeah, for sure.
But I do have this one true crime. Well, I don't know if it's true crime is the name of a specific one, but a crime related podcast that I used to listen to. And it was the Heist podcast.
Okay.
Where they just explain different heists. And these guys are just 2 goofballs like you and I, essentially. They're just having fun. They have little interstitials to link segments, and
yeah.
And it's all homemade, and it's so fantastic. Easy, pleasurable listening.
Well, that's it. It's fun to do, and a lot of people enjoy it. So those are the 4 most common ones. Comedy is the biggest one, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Which makes sense. You have and I mean news being obvious as well there. So yeah. So that'll basically summarize the stats for this now.
Hey man, great stats, honestly.
All right. So now that we got that covered,
yeah,
we gotta go and talk about our first segment, and it's the most obvious one, and it's affiliate marketing, advertising, and promotions.
Okay. Well, hold on. Is affiliate marketing and advertising the same thing?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Affiliate marketing is basically in regards to like a promotion or something like that of a product.
Like
You
referral
can-
links, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Whereas advertising is someone ends
This
up,
episode's brought to you in part by.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I rounded them up together like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the first thing I had to go and say with that is I added a bit of financials, like one tidbit of financials for every episode, for every segment.
Oh, nice.
This one here for a reference. If you're able to bring in revenue on your podcast, they say if you have 10,000 listens
Yeah.
on your podcast, you will get on average anywhere between $500 and $900 an episode.
Whoa, for which part? That for an ad?
Yes, for affiliate
Like-
marketing.
A third party.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not like
so-
Spotify ads or something.
No.
Okay.
You're not really making much money off of something like that, if any.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's not bad for 10,000 views.
No, not bad at all.
500 to 900?
Yeah,
Right on.
per episode.
Very nice.
The other thing you got to take into consideration too is if you're planning on doing advertising, you also got to go make sure to get yourself a sponsor that lines up with you and your listeners.
Yeah.
I see it so many times, like it makes me laugh. It's like honestly, I was there, like the guys I listened to for true crime.
Yeah.
They started advertising wigs.
Oh, really?
They were
It could add
sorry,
up.
not wigs, but yeah, it was either wigs or hair treatment, personalized hair treatment. And I was there and I'm like, why are they advertising this?
I could see wigs so long as they
But-
do a separate advertisement for glasses, fake nose, and mustache.
That's so good. But no, in reality, the reason behind it is because the vast majority of listeners for true crime are women.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that
Oh, yeah, smart.
I-
Smart.
I thought it was really smart, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, and I have to go and throw an anecdote. I don't know if I said this on the podcast. My girlfriend's gonna laugh at me because I've spoken about this marketing and I thought it was genius.
All right. I'm all
And
ears.
it's not having to do with podcasting. It has to do with Home Depot.
Okay. Yeah.
Home Depot, if you think of almost so many Home Depots have a subway inside of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Think about it. A lot of them do. And
Okay. I think I know where you're going.
I was there and I'm like, why the hell is there a subway in Home Depot? And I
Good
realized
question.
all the contractors are going there.
Yeah.
Everyone is going there. All the people who do deliveries are going there.
Yeah.
They don't have time to make their lunches. Buy a sandwich, grab and go. And I'm like, that is genius.
That
Who
really
is the marketing team who did this? This is so smart.
True. Well, think McDonald's and Walmart.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
They're
It's the same
both
thing.
American proud and cover all Americans all over.
Yeah.
Right. They target every single American, and they go hand in hand so well.
I just thought Subway in particular, I just thought it was so good because it's not heavy and it doesn't get you tired. Like, let's say if you decide to get McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I just thought it was like, my girlfriend laughed because when I saw that, I remember just driving. I'm like, why are there always Subway? And then I just stopped mid-sentence and I'm like, Jesus Christ. That is such a smart marketing strategy.
Exactly.
And my girlfriend is like, what are you talking about? And I just explained to her and I'm like freaking out.
Bright light bulbs. Choo, 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 choo.
It just made me laugh.
No,
But
it's
I
so
had-
cool. I don't know if it's unique to us or if everyone's like this, but because of our particular interest in marketing and
And
positioning
business.
yourself, and whenever something like that goes off, it is just like fireworks in my head going up. And it's like, whoa, that is so cool. Unbelievable. But yeah,
Exactly.
great remark. Great remark, honestly.
So with that, it's important to position yourself with the brands that line up with who your audience is and who you are.
Yeah, true.
Maybe you're not the target audience for this, but maybe your audience is the target to this product.
True. Well, you see, you see some people who I think of this one podcast. They say, if the money's there, we don't care. And lo and behold, they're making advertisement for, let's say, blue pills.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, and different brands of blue pills and stuff like that. I'm like, well, yeah, money's there, man. So I guess go for it.
Go for it. But the other thing I got to go and add with this too is, if you want to go and do affiliate if you want to do affiliate marketing, it's not as simple as just saying like, hey, come on, let's go. You got to go. Some of them will have applications, and depending on the affiliate program that you're going through, you may have to go and reach out to them.
Yeah. Reaching out's a big part.
And
a lot of people with organized podcasts, they'll have ad guys.
Yes, exactly. And the biggest thing though is, especially if you're a small podcaster, you need to also realize that there it is. You need to realize.
Yeah. And if I pointed them out every time, dude, you would be flabbergasted.
But a lot of them don't comprehend that. I'm trying not to say it here, but a lot of them don't realize that there's some of them take advantage of you.
Yeah, true.
So when I was doing the streaming and everything for Twitch, some of the stuff, it's like, hey, you need to have an ad every 5 minutes. You need to go and you need to have a banner of ours on your stream. You need to have this, that. And for every sale that you get 5% of the sales. It's like, that is garbage.
Yeah, if it was just 5% and you do however much you want, and if there is a sale, you'll get 5%. That's something else.
Oh yeah, that's it. And so I'm there. It's so don't get taken.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do your research and realize that not everything is there to go and help you out here and make you money.
Well, you see it commonly. It used to be with let's say gimmick Instagrams or gimmick Twitter pages. They would quickly try and get in there. Nowadays they're doing it. If the post is viral, then we just contact that person and say, could we put an ad under your post?
Oh, that's good.
And
they
reach out directly to you.
Yeah.
So consider the worth, do the math on your own. That's for sure. Yep. And don't be afraid to talk money. And it actually, okay, so I forced that in a little bit because I want to do the quote of the day, Owen.
Okay.
And it is about talking money. Now, I don't actually know this guy, but maybe you do. Nico Tanner.
Rings a bell.
Okay, at least it rings a bell. Okay, we're off the hook. No, but here's what he says, okay? Only rich people get embarrassed by money talk. The rest of us get embarrassed because we don't have any money.
I like that.
But I kind of don't disagree. I kind of disagree with the first part where it's rich people don't get embarrassed about money talk, because rich people, you got to talk about money, right?
They breathe money.
So I'm gonna take that around, cut half, insert myself, and say it's all mine. How about that?
Okay.
I'm the quote of the day, Owen.
So the last thing we got to go and talk about here for this segment is just different platforms you could use. You could use Amazon affiliate program. You could use Zazzle or the Ecom crew.
Oh, what's a Zazzle?
It's exactly that for bridging affiliate marketing.
Right on. I didn't know it was it. So is Amazon affiliate marketing specifically to Amazon postings, or is it also a hub that companies
it's a hub. It's a hub.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's good to know. That's really good to know.
Yep. moving forward to our second part on how to make money on podcasting, we have to go and talk about merch and donations.
Oh yes, that's a classic.
You can't go without merch. And
Everyone's got their own little pickup, not pickup line, but their quips. you
yeah,
know?
I'll save it for afterwards. But the most common donation platform, and I'm sure you and our listeners have heard this for donations, is Patreon.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna mention the what's the Twitch one? The one that everyone uses for Twitch.
I mean, I use PayPal.
Oh, PayPal. I thought there was another one. One where maybe they take extra commissions.
Streamlabs bot.
Streamlabs.
You could use Streamlabs. I usually, like, some of my viewers will pay through Streamlabs, but my Streamlabs is directly connected to my PayPal.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to directly, like, I mean, it doesn't take a cut or anything like that.
Yeah.
But with Patreon, the cool thing about Patreon is you can have a monthly subscription.
Yeah. Recurring and
yes,
tiered rewards, man.
But that's exactly the benefit of it, is that you're able to go and the benefit of it is you're able to go and build a secondary platform off of that, where you're able to get, like, let's say exclusive episodes, or listening to it a week ahead of time, or just being or one-on-one chats with them, or anything like that. There's all these different types of things that you can do for the minimum is like $5 a month.
Yeah, and I like that you can see exclusive posts. Some people, here's the ones that I like. Nowadays, you see even either animators or people who do drawings with commissions. They'll go in there and say, you want to see behind the scenes stuff? You want to see time lapses of me creating this?
That's
He's
cool.
like, Patreon is your platform. It's the way to go.
I like that. It's true. And
I know there's alternatives to Patreon. I don't know if you
I think there's one that's Cup of Coffee, Cup of Joe.
Nice. I think that's a coffee shop. Cup of Joe's a coffee shop.
Yeah, but so it might be give me a cup of coffee, something like that.
Nice.
Where it's literally you donate the value of a coffee to the content creator.
That's very nice. I know.
It's very cool.
I know that there's one that's similar. It's Subscribe Star.
Never heard of it.
I heard of a thing. I think Locals is trying to start up as well, but
not sure.
Nonetheless, nowadays it used to be Patreon only, but now there's so many options.
There's a lot more options available. Yeah,
everyone wants in.
So we got a little bit of numbers here too. I found an estimate in regards to this.
Yeah.
If you have 1,000 followers for your podcast, with around 20% engagement, which is high enough. It's not insane, but it's high enough.
Sure.
And an average of $7.5.
Okay.
They guess you'd be making around $15 to $75 a month. And that
makes sense.
So that's recurring.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you could multiply that. You have 10,000 followers. Well, that becomes $150 to $750 a month on Patreon.
True.
So imagine having an ad. Imagine having an ad on your podcast, having 10,000 listeners or 10,000 followers. Like, I mean, listeners and followers are different, but let's say you had 10,000 followers, 10,000 listeners.
Yeah.
And so you had $500 to $900 an episode for that ad that you placed, plus $150 to $750 on Patreon as well, coming every month as well.
That sounds nice.
And that's just with the first two, and that doesn't even include donations as well, by the way.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, donations, man. And it all depends how you present it as well, because one thing I absolutely want to bring up is you want to be careful how you do this, because if you're dealing with someone who might be, pulling their weight a little bit more, like you were saying, you need to have a banner of this, and every 5 seconds, every 5 minutes, you need an ad. It can get tedious for viewers.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a certain tolerance level that people have.
I hope. But the biggest thing I got to go and say is also, we never really talked about merch, and a lot of people use what's called print on demand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what print on demand is basically you use websites that will go and create your shirt whenever someone orders it.
Yeah.
And it will be shipped out. They have a lot of varieties, different ways for you to design your shirts. I'm just going to go and say this. Content creators, if you plan on making merch, get yourself a designer. That's all I'm saying. Get yourself a designer.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying this because I know so many content creators, whether it be on Twitch or whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on podcasting or whatever, their content, their merch is terrible.
It's true.
It's like, here, I'm just going to slap my logo on this hoodie and give it. I'm like, who would want to wear that?
Yeah. Yeah. They have to be so loyal to your brand for them to proudly wear it, you know?
Yeah. I'm not dissing people who I respect the reach out to go and create the merch.
Sure.
But go and get yourself a designer or something. I remember when I had an esports team, I got myself a designer and it costed me something like $200.
Ooh.
I'm not saying it's cheap.
Sure.
But it was $200 and designed a jersey for me.
I remember it looked really good.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It was
really
and
good.
I had some of my viewers on Twitch who actually purchased some of the jerseys.
Right.
And because they not only were they supporting the org itself, but they also really liked the merch. They were like, this is a wicked looking jersey. I love this.
Yeah.
So it paid off at the end of the day.
Well, as of episode 105, Owen, we don't have any merch.
No.
But I'm putting you on the spot right now. You gotta have you're creating a shirt right now or a hat. What do you do for the College of Wealth podcast?
For the College of Wealth podcast.
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. Flabbergasting. quite honestly, I'm thinking flabbergasting and maybe have you doing a surprise face.
That's terrible.
Or me have maybe both of us have like a clickbait YouTube style, you know.
That's terrible, but I like it. That's good. But we gotta the last thing I gotta go and say for the merch.
Hold on. I need your answer. What would your shirt be?
I would probably try and make a hoodie and have it covered in dollar signs.
Oh, that is,
and not just a dollar sign like this, but diagonally.
Yeah.
With dollar signs going across the entire hoodie.
Yeah. All the way to the arms, not just the print area. Right?
Yeah. The entire wrapping around the entire.
Okay, I don't know if we can trademark that, but I'm sure it would be awesome.
Listen. I think things through.
Oh yeah.
So it would be something like that. Yeah, like so. I would have to pay and put the time and effort for that kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, but definitely that, you know. Yeah, I like your point about paying someone for a designer. Because do it well, pay the price or pay it twice.
Yeah,
you know, that classic
exactly.
rule.
Yeah. So moving on to our third topic here, we're gonna go move on to our third one here. Is coaching and consulting. You get good. Yeah. You get good at this kind of stuff. A lot of people say like a lot of people, they become voices to the community itself and become a so-called expert. True. Now, I'm not going to go and say you should be taking financial advice from someone who is
for people who are doing things for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, or if you're giving medical advice and you're not a doctor, I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
but that's just one of those things that you become an expert. And the cool thing of this is people like the thought and the research that you put in. You can go into other podcasts as well.
Yeah.
And build your audience off of that.
Your audience, your reputation, your credibility, all of it can spiral, because it used to be an expert, you needed to go to school for it.
Yeah.
And in some jobs, you still have to be, such as a doctor, a lawyer, things like that.
Yeah.
But you can still gather some expertise from being exposed to it all the time.
Yep.
I just remember a video from Gary Vee where he's like, my teacher thought that me getting a D in science would make me a huge failure. Well, Gary Vee is far from a huge failure.
It's true. I would say he's somewhat of he would be a success for sure.
Yeah, somewhat.
Just somewhat.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize. Yep.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, we should have like a counter here. But there's but there's so much money to be made in coaching, especially if you start building a demand. You can start charging hundreds of dollars an hour and that kind of stuff. And some people literally make a living, and this is their podcasting becomes their side hobby, and the coaching is their main thing.
Yeah, true. It's where it eventually just becomes a funnel. Some people that just turn it into a funnel into some of their coaching.
Yeah, exactly that. You see it a lot on YouTube as well.
True. Well, Ben Mala, a real estate mogul, one of the things that he does now, it's never for him because he has the money that he needs. But he does a consultation called Ask Ben, and it's $100 for 15 minutes, and you just say your situation. You call him in, you try to say it really, really fast, and then he helps you out.
That's wild, but that's actually pretty cool. That's awesome,
honestly.
And the final component that I would like to go and say on this too is, if you get big enough, you could also start having a segment on your podcast to do this stuff as well for coaching. True. People can call in, or you can have an interview with those people and speak about it, all the while charging them.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so here's a formula. Well, here's a formula that I probably prefer. So some people are open to that, and maybe a discount if it's allowed to be on there. Mm-hmm. I like the format of, if you call during podcast and I happen to pick up the line on you, it's free.
Okay.
And if you want a private consultation, then you can always just pay for it, you know?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And there's more. Yeah. So there's more than one ways to make money with coaching. And very nice. This is over time. Of course, you got to build your community. You can't just start podcasting and call yourself a true crime expert.
Exactly. We couldn't, after this episode, be consultants of how to make money on podcasts, because we did one episode of making money on podcasts.
The final way I gotta go say to make money. This one here is if you really build an audience.
Okay.
And I've seen it, and I've actually partaken in this kind of stuff, is online web events or live shows.
Oh yes, yeah, no doubt.
And I've taken with the live show, not the live shows, but on the web events themselves.
Yeah,
especially in the last few years, and a few of my friends and I will go and partake in that. They're fun to do. And
what kind of web events are there?
Well, a lot of them will have visuals, so like the true crime itself.
Yeah.
Well, you get to see the face. You get to see the face of the criminal itself. Okay. And the one podcast makes fun of small towns as well. So you get to see the small town, and so half the time it's dilapidated, or it's
they'd have a field trip with us, man.
yeah. And for them, the cool thing is, as ridiculous as it is, they have something called the celebrity or the dating game. It's not a celebrity dating game. It's but it's the criminal dating game.
Oh, okay, I see. So I can see how those web events would be.
Yeah, so you get to see they have a picture of the criminal or the person in jail, and they have their love profile, because they all have that.
Yeah.
And the other co-host gets to choose who they want, but they don't get to hear what the crime is.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And at the end, they get to see what they were convicted with.
Oh, dude, that actually sounds really fun.
It is fun.
Is there much interactivity as well?
No, there isn't.
No? It's like a live show. So
yes, exactly. Okay. But with the actual live show itself, you're able to do that.
Right on.
It's you're able to interact with them. They'll call out with the crowd. It's a lot more fun. It's loud.
Yeah.
And some people some people get drunk or whatever while live.
Yeah, no doubt. That's always
But
a classic go-to.
the perk of it though is that you get to see a more personal side of the hosts themselves, and you have crack jokes. There's no editing, so you get the slip ups, which is twice as funny.
Yeah.
And it's just overall a lot of fun.
Right on. No, I like that idea. I know there's people. Well, there's this one guy. I'm not sure if he podcasts, but what he does is he goes on Marketplace on Facebook and he tours around. And he says, "I'll be there, and I'm selling my world peace shirt."
Oh,
and
I know exactly who that is.
So the guy tours around and does that. And I'm like, you know what? That's a solid idea. Someone who does that, link it up with a podcast.
Yeah,
very smart. Very smart.
It is. He does good marketing. I agree.
Yeah.
And this is locally, by the way, between the two cities, him and Will and I live.
Yeah.
But the cool thing of this is you charge with the ticket prices. And of course, if it's live in person, it's going to be more expensive as well.
True. Because you got to pay the venue, man.
Yeah. The final, well, actually, I got to talk numbers here for podcasting live events.
Yeah.
In 2019, it generated over $55 million.
Whoa.
And I'd assume with this year, with things opening up again, it's going to be much higher.
Yeah.
With the amount of people who built.
Are dying, man. Like this pandemic, it created the perfect opportunity. People are staying at home, so they're tuning in to podcasts.
I think you got to go and say, people are dying to go to events.
Yes,
you can't just say people are dying after COVID-19 because it doesn't really work out the best here.
Yeah, no. Great point, Owen. Yeah, people are dying to get out there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Correct. And the last thing, the only downside to this here is unless you're doing the web events, there's a lot of planning you got to do. So hire a planner or an organizer or someone who could do this correctly, because it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
You're getting dozens, hundreds, I don't know, thousands of people to go and see you.
Yeah.
You're going to have a venue. You're going to have food, depending. You might have food, beverages, or anything like that. Yeah. An after party, maybe.
True.
So it's a lot of people have to put in work. Yeah. Meet and greet, right? Signing, merch. Yeah, exactly. Merch.
Yeah, the merch. Well, and that's one of the huge things is if you are too small, well, maybe you can do this. Team up with a couple of like-minded podcasters and have a combined event. And don't do it, 10 times a year or something, but you do it in one location. In our case, it would likely be Toronto.
Yeah.
Right? We gather a couple of podcasters, we get together, we'll make an event for fans to show up, and you also grow with each other's viewers.
The cool thing is there's a lot of conventions for podcasters as well.
Oh,
and
right on.
There's Canadian podcasting conventions, there's American podcasting conventions. So no matter the size, you can go and attend them and connect with a lot of people, no matter the size of the podcast. So
really?
Oh yes. I have a lot of I've listened to a lot of podcasters who have met fairly renowned podcasters and managed to become friends and able to shout each other out.
Wow.
It's very cool.
Oh, and you've always been so good at networking, man.
It's my job. I do a lot of it.
Yeah, that's what people got to go and realize.
Yeah, exactly. Good with networking. So we got to go and talk about our last segment here, because we talk about making money, how to make money with podcasting, like the different ways. Yeah. Actually, we didn't talk about how to make money. I guess we did. But now we're going to talk about some tips, some pro tips on how to head start your podcast.
Right on.
I got 5 different ways here. So if you're planning on starting a podcast, doesn't matter the type of podcast you're planning on doing, have at least 3 episodes in the repertoire.
Yeah, makes sense.
And no two ways about it. It makes a little bit of a library for people to listen to your podcast. So, and get hooked on it. If you just have one episode, it's going to be tough.
If you're that guy who said I'm on episode 2 and I got 7,000 viewers and people don't have anywhere to click, they're like, yeah, I want more of this guy. Where do I go?
Yeah. Well, they're
just
going to lose
drop off.
interest. Yeah. I literally had that just on YouTube. Someone made the viral YouTube video. It was literally like a 1 hour video. Actually, it was a 2 hour video. It was full on movie. It was the only documentary he made.
Oh yeah.
And he's got something like 400, 500,000 followers, subscribers now.
Whoa.
Because it was successful. But I forgot to subscribe to him because it was the only thing he made.
Well, I there's this one guy who makes quality videos, but they're such high quality that he uploads once a year. And then he just says, "Oh, I just get lazy and I don't do it." And they're just like, "You would be making so much money if you just did it, my guy."
The next thing you got to go and consider is good sound quality. You cannot drop on sound quality. No two ways. You cannot cheap out on sound quality.
I think I gotta buy myself a mic, Owen, honestly.
But you have actually the most popular mic used by podcasters. 17% of podcasters use the Blue Yeti.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I gotta say, because I've been doing some of the editing, right?
Yeah.
And I listened to your quality and my quality, and mine seems like a roller coaster compared to yours.
Mine sounds like the radio.
Yeah, you sound fantastic, man. I gotta get one. Anyways,
for anyone who doesn't know, I got a Shure MV7, so it is a high quality mic.
Fantastic.
But our second component is the length of time for podcasts. Although our podcast here at the College of Wealth podcast is anywhere between 45 and 50 minutes in length, they say it tiers between 25 and 30 minutes and 30 and 35 minutes.
Okay.
And I've even seen things that said the peak amount of time is 36 minutes in length. So I'm going to go and suggest people go and target between the 30 and 40 minute mark.
Okay. Well, should we be doing that, Owen?
Well, I mean, I think I find the biggest thing is if you are throwing away quality for the time, then I say no. And I find that we have a lot of content that's well put out on the podcast itself, and I'd rather not rush through the podcast just to cram it into within that time limit.
Yeah, fair enough. And you know how it is with me, Owen. I have a hard time keeping my
me too. So we're good. We're good. The third thing we got to talk about is your outreach.
Yeah.
Don't just post on one platform. So when I say one platform, I mean like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That's one platform, podcasting platform. That's it. Go on other things. So we now are on YouTube, but we have Instagram as well. So reach out, go on Instagram, even better TikTok.
Yeah.
You haven't done so.
That's a nice one.
We want to go and do TikTok as well. But those are some big things that to reach out to different people and grab attention. Our fourth component is to listen to your own podcast.
Oh,
you don't know the quality of it until you listen to your own. If you get bored and fed up of listening to yourself, don't make podcasts or tailor your podcasts.
True.
Have a format, because don't get me wrong. If you listen to our very first podcast episode, listen to the very first episode. You're going to be pleasantly surprised that Will isn't even on that podcast episode.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not even on the second one or the third one.
Yeah.
Our format was so discombobulated. It was everywhere, and it was just did not work out.
Well, it at that point, it wasn't even our format. It was Owen's format.
yeah, literally. And now you look at my episodes, like you look at the formatting on my old book from the old episodes to now. Yeah. There's a full-on structure now. And my girlfriend has even told me, she's looked at my show notes and she's like, I love the organization to this. It's so clean.
Nice.
And she's someone who's organized.
Yeah.
So,
that's a nice compliment then.
And the last piece of advice that I got to go and say is bring value to your podcast. I think it's so important to go and bring value, whether it be entertainment or information.
Ah, nice. Or both.
Or both.
Yeah.
You need to bring value. You can't just have an episode of you talking with your friend and talking about things. People are going to get bored of that. People aren't interested in talk. Why would people go out of their way, allocate time just to listen to you talk with your friends if you're not going to bring
extremely funny?
Yeah.
Or I think that's it.
Extreme...
Or have someone extremely popular who's already done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of people need to act on something like that. Like there are some very funny people, but you just need to go and bring value to the episodes. And people, that's why a lot of people give up on episode 7 on average.
Yeah, true. Because
it's they don't see the listeners or anything like that. And you may not see the listeners until later. We still don't see we still don't see like thousands of listens per episode.
Yeah, true.
But that's fine.
Well,
that's it.
I think we do it because we couldn't possibly not do it.
Yeah,
it's
we have
just a
fun
routine. Yeah,
exactly. True. And actually, with that being said, everyone, that's the end of episode 105, Making Money with Podcasting.
Very nice.
It was a fun episode. Lots of information on
how to back and forth.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's just different ways to make money with podcasting.
Yeah.
Just to show that there's opportunity in podcasting. You don't have to go on YouTube if you don't want to. And if you want to branch out to YouTube, then even better.
Yeah. Honestly, right on, man.
So with that being said, my name is Owen Paradis. I'm here with my co-host, William Goulet, and we're proud to present to you the College of Wealth podcast. Peace.
This has been your daily dose of motivation with the College of Wealth podcast. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave us a positive review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for listening, and until next episode.